Streaming here. And I should. Oh, I think we might be live.
Now, did you hit the recording on your stuff?
I did. Oh, actually, let me make sure.
Yeah, let's make sure.
Start recording. There we go. All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. This is Mark 63 of the Super Civil Servants podcast. My name is Greg. And man, it has been a long, long week. And we still got such a big day coming up tomorrow. It's going to be insane. I'm telling you. With me, as always, my co-hosts. Chris, how you doing, buddy?
As Elton John would say, I'm still standing better than I ever did.
There you go.
That's all I can say about this week. I am still standing.
Yeah.
And yet, I just sung on air, and it's live, and it's out there.
Well, I didn't even think about it. It's probably been a really long week for you, first week of school.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I bet that is rough. Virtual.
It was a lot. It went a lot better, and my staff is amazing. And I'll say that over and over again. It's not been easy, but it came out a lot better than we thought. But yeah, I think everyone is all different shades of tired this week.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I know we had some trouble with our girls on the online schooling. I mean, it's going to take its bumps and it's getting used to and everything because it shut down and they couldn't get access to it for a little while and everything. Yeah. But it's going to get through all that and everything's going to be all right. It's going to work out just fine. So
we just push through and adjust.
Oh yeah. Sara, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm probably a little more refreshed than you guys are, but I've been doing the school, helping the kids out with their school and all that kind of stuff. So that's been fun. Yeah. But other than that, I'm just getting psyched up for tomorrow.
I hear you. Yeah, it's going to be a crazy weekend. I mean, I love the fact that I'm going to be podcasting on this stuff, and I'll be able to go back and listen to all the stuff that I want to talk about. Listen to myself talk. It'll be fun. Yeah, we're going to be doing a whole lot of Fandome casting tomorrow. I think Mr. Snell from the Geek Ultimate Alliance Network posted a schedule out there on Twitter.
Yeah, we got a new one.
Yeah, we're going to be doing some live reactions during the shows, and then we're going to be doing kind of mini segments, casting or doing different panels. We've got 2 or 3 shows. My dogs, man. My dogs only start barking whenever we start recording. It's insane.
They want to be a part of it.
Yeah. Like, it's so ridiculous.
They have their opinion, too. They're excited, too.
Where's crypto? I want some crypto action.
Bucky does kind of like crypto, just not white. Hey, buddy. Anyway, what I was saying was, what we got like 3 or 4 shows scheduled tomorrow to record that are not live. Unless he put out the new schedule and he changed it, I wasn't sure, but it's going to be a lot of shows.
He put it in the feed. I'll read it off when we get to that point.
Okay, yeah, there's going to be a lot of shows we cover tomorrow. A lot of people on there switching in and out. I don't know if I'll make all of them or if everybody's going to make all of them. I'm sure there's going to be one of us that's probably on all of them, but it's going to be a really fun time. Fandome is tomorrow. So excited to say that. Like, it's so great to say that. But before we start talking about Fandome, because we've been talking about Fandome for a little while, we are going to talk a little Batfleck. And, I'm going to entitle this episode The Batfleck Returns. I think it's very, very fitting. Announcement came out yesterday about Ben Affleck coming back as Batman in the Flash movie. And, we'll go into the details of the article here in just a little bit. We did an emergency podcast last night, me and Mr. Snell and Mr. Balga and Mr. Hines. Just couldn't stop ourselves. We had to get on and talk about it and gush about it for a little while. And it's out there on Geek Ultimate Alliance Network. Go check that out. But Sara, we haven't gotten your opinion on it yet. And I want to know what you think about Mr. Ben Affleck being Batman again.
Well, I was actually sitting on the front porch with my other half. And, we're just kind of having a couple of drinks and just talking about the end of the day and that kind of thing. And I just happened to look at my Twitter feed and, oh my God! That's all I can say. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. Yes. Yes, I was very excited, and he was as well. So, because, that's my Batman.
Yeah.
I grew up with the 89 Batman, and then to hear that, first when Keaton was introduced as well, that was really exciting too, because you're like, oh my gosh, I don't care. I don't care if he's in a suit. I don't care if he's Bruce Wayne. I don't care. But then to come to find out when everybody, because I always had that little smidgen of hope in my heart of hearts. I said, Ben has got to come back. He's got to do it because he was so fantastic. And I guess, well, we got our Snyder Cut, so now we got our Batfleck. So I guess 2020 is not so crappy.
Well, what do you think this opens up in the future for? Do you think this opens the door for more to come? Like, because they've been teasing the Boss Logic has those pictures with the Deathstroke on the HBO Max, and they've been teasing stuff on. They haven't been teasing. People have been saying, it's just been rumors out there about Ben Affleck coming back and doing the miniseries with Deathstroke, and like I said, I've been saying that's what I thought was going to be a big surprise. They announced here at Fandome, and this might be a possibility. I mean,
well, maybe this will kind of solidify that a little bit.
Yeah,
think about it.
Yeah. I still think it's early for them to announce that. I'd love for them to, but I don't think they're going to announce that. But this, like you said, this opens the door for it. It gives it a little more,
credit.
Yeah, exactly.
A little more credence.
Exactly. What's you, Chris?
I mean, I kind of said last night, I'll reiterate, my heart wanted this so badly, but as we said, as of even February, when he was promoting, who's this? Oh, just in time.
Hey!
Heyo. Nathan, what's up, buddy?
Holy holy, everybody.
Howdy.
Hi.
I gotta fix my shit. Okay.
Just in time to fangirl out about Batfleck.
Yes.
Perfect timing.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I'm excited. I didn't think we were gonna have it come, just because, again, all the signs didn't point to anything substantial outside of certain blog sites saying their sources, but that's all they said is their sources, and it wasn't necessarily high up in there in the sense of blogs that we would put too much stock in. But they're saying we told you. I said, okay, you told us, but you really.
Well, look here. When I say that I was right, mine was completely on a hunch. I had based it on nothing, so I'm totally lucky about that. I'm not going to say I told you so.
Hey, guess what? You based it on hope.
Yeah. Hope.
Yes.
Oh, see, the dogs agree that it's
shit.
hope.
Oh,
They're excited too.
Who's winning?
They get like this sometimes.
The dogs like it, but it's awesome. I think getting him back in under the cape and cowl would be awesome. They're saying it's a substantial role. That can be many different things. I think there's a lot of difference. People say it could be. He didn't say cameo in the sense like we have different ways of viewing what that substantial idea is. But I think it would be very interesting. Very interesting to see if we get a Green Lantern as another thing, because there are more and more things pointing out we are possibly due in for a very big shock of Green Lantern. So
I believe that was one of Nathan's questions on DC Alliance a couple weeks ago, was what we thought a big surprise movie was going to be. Green Lantern's definitely up there.
There it is.
What? With Batfleck, like, first of all, tickled to death. Okay, like, tickled my mother effing fancy. Second of all, like, this, like, I was hoping, I never thought it was possible that he was coming back. I'm so glad to be wrong, because I was just trying to think logically. But what I do like about this is no matter what, this gives him a chance to leave the role the way that he wants to. Now, maybe he does it and he has a great time and goes, you know what? We're doing an HBO Max series. I'm not trying to bet that far ahead or push that far ahead, but this gives him an opportunity to at least leave the role in the fashion and form that he wants to. I mean, who knows? He's a very talented and creative director and creative person. Maybe I'm not saying I want it to be, but maybe one of the stipulations that he do this with Andy is like, yes, I'll definitely do it, but give me the perfect send-off, or give me a send-off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hi,
Hey,
Brent.
what's going on, Brent?
Oh, this son of a bitch. We're never going to get a word in edgewise now. God damn it.
Hi, Brent.
Can you hear us, bud?
Oh, I can hear nothing.
He may not be able to hear us.
Senor Clark?
Yeah, we can hear
We
you.
hear you.
Yeah. Are you good?
Yeah, we're
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we're just never going to not hear you now.
And that's true.
What's going on?
I'm doing nothing. I got nothing going on tonight, and so I messaged Chris. I'm like, "How do I crash? Let's do this."
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I saw it and I was like, oh, Travis must be coming in, and I saw Brent, and I was like, oh, well, okay, let's do this.
Now Travis,
Travis-
to get over here.
Yeah.
I imagine Travis has probably got us on in the background, and being that he's already talked about Batfleck, I'm sure he wants to talk more, but he's probably just like one eye open, just watching us now. Because you know how he is. He'll watch us until he hears me besmirch his good name, and then he immediately jumps in to come put me down.
So you might as well get one in early.
Right.
Get him on the show,
Right.
you know.
Love Travis.
But yeah,
Travis likes to talk a lot of crap.
That's all he does.
all is good fun. Yeah. So yeah, what's up, Brent? You got some thoughts on Batfleck?
Doing good.
Yeah.
You know, believe it or not, I'm very intrigued by the idea.
Oh.
The complaints that I have regarding Batfleck are not actually Ben Affleck related. It's all the arc of the character. And so I can recognize he's a great Batman, a great Bruce Wayne. I can recognize those things. So, you know, it's like those people who want to see Henry Cavill, but they weren't big fans of Man of Steel. They just think Henry Cavill himself was good, or like think of Superman Returns, where so many of us like Brandon Routh, even if we didn't like the movie. That's pretty much where I'm at about this. So yeah, I am very interested to see what they're going to do and pair him up with Michael Keaton. Holy cow, that's sign me up for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. But that's one thing
That
I
would
didn't
be
say.
awesome
Is
to see them both on screen.
like, not only are we getting one bat, we're getting two freaking bats. And in my opinion, like, that's number 1 and number 3. Like, come on now. Like, that's great. It's not like they're bringing in Val Kilmer or George Clooney, which, by the way, if they made surprise camp appearances, like, I would literally lose my shit. Just because how
Isn't
random
Val
would
Kilmer-
that be?
I thought something about Val Kilmer was rumored to be there, but like for like the Bat Legacy or something.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Mr. Kilmer with his current state, though, like,
Yeah.
it's going to be hard to pull Batman off without a lot of CGI. Like, we'll have a Henry Cavill, like, weird mustache face if he comes in. And I say that with all due respect to Mr. Kilmer, but
Sure.
he recently had, you know what I'm saying? If you've heard anything about him, he's not doing so hot.
Right.
All them years of
He's
smoke.
not. No.
But yeah, it's interesting to think about Batman coming back and being Ben Affleck, and like you guys said, the kind of second punch with that is that they kind of confirm, or not kind of, they confirm Keaton as well,
Mhm.
correct? So
Yeah.
the fact that we can see both those three, and I agree with you, Nathan, that's 1 and 3 for me. So
Mhm.
it's not, I mean, it's not too bad. I don't think you're gonna get Affleck and Nolan, Affleck and God, what's his name?
Dale.
Bale on
Bale.
screen together. Yeah.
I
So-
heard they were going to dig up Adam West and prop him up in the corner. Just have him there.
Nathan.
I'm just kidding.
You know, I can't-
say it with
you know, I
all
can't
the
cut
love and
that,
respect
man.
in the world, Mr. West.
No.
R.I.P.
But
You know what's interesting about the Flash movie itself? How many times had we heard rumors about it, and it kind of started and stopped, because I know myself. I said I'm not going to believe it still starts filming, and now we
Yes.
have all this news. I mean, now you have 2 Batman. You have, I mean, it's just
We're going to have 3
snowballing.
Batman.
It's snowballing.
I
and
think
some
it's
Bruce Waynes.
it's taken the change of Warner Media and AT&T
Mhm.
to, I think, finally make the Flash actually start moving along. Because
Mhm.
again, it's like you said, it's like how many different directors have they gone through and writers of this? I mean, it's probably one of the most, if not the most plagued project out there for DC.
Mm-hmm.
but there's
Definitely.
Batman itself.
No, the
No,
Flash.
Oh, the Flash. I'm
Flash.
sorry.
Because remember, we were supposed to see this movie like 4 years ago, like
Oh,
right
yeah.
after Justice. Yeah, I mean, it was supposed to have been in production. It had so many starts and stops, and I was in the camp along with a lot of other people. Like, yeah, show me a trailer and then I'll believe it.
Mhm.
But you know, all I gotta do is come out and have the director be like, "We got Ben Affleck."
This is
come out.
different.
Yeah, and then I remember like, "Oh my god!" Because I lost my shit. Like, I woke up from a nap and I saw you guys freaking out about it. I'm like, "This isn't fucking true." And I'm all grumpy and still kind of like, I get to reading about it. I was like, "Oh my god, it is true!" Like, you know, I'm like happy dancing through the house and stuff. But yes.
So let me ask you: do you think this is the biggest news about the Flash movie we've ever gotten? Do you think this is bigger than like it being based on the Flashpoint, possibly having a different Batman in there, or do you think this Ben Affleck being Batman is the biggest news that's come out with it so far?
Bold prediction: Jeffrey Dean Morgan is coming. He is showing up. He's wanted to do the movie forever. They got this roles in it. I think that he finds it now. Substantial role, I don't know, but he is in it. We see a glimpse of it.
Yeah.
Sorry, didn't mean to sidetrack. That's just
You're good.
that's my Hail Mary throw. Like I think we do see Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be cool.
All they
That'd be
said,
cool.
Yep.
yeah, all they ever said was when the Keaton stuff was breaking in, they said the Jeffrey D. Morgan, that was an older script, but doesn't mean he can't come back.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, that
Well,
doesn't
apparently-
mean that he wasn't included in the newer script also, though. Just
Yeah.
the Jeffrey Dean
Exactly.
Morgan alone.
Hey, here's another bold fact. Maybe that's what brought Ben back. Is that
Maybe.
idea? how they did it.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm actually I don't know how
I'm not
like water
following.
the bridge. I'm not trying to be a plunger and bring up old shit. But whenever Ben Affleck got in trouble for that like touch and boob thing, that's Jeffrey Dean Morgan's wife. So when she came out, the MTV thing from like 2001, and he like gave her a hug and went around and kind of honked her side. Remember like a couple years ago when Ben got that? Well, that's Jeffrey Dean
Good
Morgan.
Lord.
I knew nothing about this. I knew
Only
nothing about
apparently
this.
Nathan knows that. So.
Yeah.
Come on, it was that bullshit. The DC Film Squadcast talked about it. I know.
You're right. I remember it.
Yeah.
I don't remember the specifics. I
Yeah.
don't think I would have referenced a plunger or honking, but I'll give it to you, man.
I just, I don't want to be, I don't want to be the guy that brings up old shit all the time, but I just thought it was relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it very much could be in there. I liked what some of y'all on Squadcast said with your drop of maybe it's mom, maybe it's Martha instead.
Yeah, because they were talking about the connection between that Barry and Bruce would share, because while yes, Bruce lost both parents, and Barry can't necessarily relate to that directly, he did lose his mom. His dad's in jail, so he still very much grew up without his family. He not technically an orphan the way Bruce is, but I mean, kind of is. He certainly can relate. He can be empathetic to what Bruce went through, and it is a good potential way to connect these two characters in a way that, outside of that letter scene at the end of Flashpoint, we really haven't seen. And every so often these two in the comics will like connect on a scientific level, but this would be another way for them to have that connection and kind of build off of what we know was the connection they were developing at the beginning of Justice League, of what we know was Snyder shot scenes. So I like the idea. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
What if Muschietti, just to troll people, he has a Martha moment in there, or like Barry something, or he's like, Martha, you hear Ben go, "Why did you say that name?" And I know I'll stand up and cheer, throw flowers, and scream and everything, just to troll people.
I think we confused this movie with Kevin Smith at this point, but
Okay, so I got a question. With this coming out, we have the idea this opens up. There might be some more stuff in the future with, Ben Affleck as Batman. So let's pretend for a moment that there is going to be an HBO series. Given the choice, would you rather hear news about that Batfleck series, Superman 2, or Green Lantern movie in fandom?
D, all of the above.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I'm cheating, because give me all that.
Yeah, I mean
that is the right answer. All the above is
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
But
give it to me
it
now.
wasn't an option. So for me, it's got to be Green Lantern, but that's just because I'm
I know.
green glasses on all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I fight with this one, man. I really do. I can make an argument for all of them.
What if, we've heard rumors that there's supposed to be a Lantern, or there was originally supposed to be a Lantern appearance in the Snyder Cut. Like,
I'll
what if
take
it's
any of them?
What if it's a Lantern appearance though, and it's like, and he talking to him by the end of it, Bruce is like, "What's your name?" And he's like, "Rayner, Kyle Rayner." Like, will you just immediately lose it and that become your favorite movie of all time? It's a live action Kyle Rayner.
No, it's probably not gonna become my favorite movie of all time from there, because I'm gonna be like, all right, really, you're skipping ahead to get to Kyle. I mean, you got to go pretty deep to get to Kyle. But I will take Kilowog. I will take Tamar 2. I will take the F-sharp bell. Put that logo on there, and I will be happy.
Mogo can show up. The Living Planet
Mogo,
can just show
yes,
up. He
absolutely.
can show up to Earth.
There's one, I forget its name, but there's one that's like a little bee or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I think it's Mogo's partner. I'll take him. Sign me up. I don't care.
There's a squirrel. The squirrel can show up.
Chip. Yes, Chip. Right. Or
How about that?
Gnort or Gnort, however you say his name, the dog that pals around with Guy Gardner.
What's the disco ball's name? Let's get the disco ball in there.
Chilson?
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I have the image in my head.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Do I know what you're talking about?
I know. I'm sorry.
You said Green Lantern. He knows it.
Right.
I wanted to ask you guys a question, because I know our taste. I mean, excluding Brent, but like I know our taste is Snyder. But do you think this Affleck news is equal to, less than, or did it overshadow the Pattinson logo reveal and Matt Reeves being like, "I'm gonna be there, bitches," and we got a trailer? Like, because I remember that.
Kind of what
that
Greg was
there.
asking earlier. Is this the biggest news to come out?
Yeah.
I definitely think it overshadowed Reeves yesterday.
It did.
It definitely did. It was cool, but it's not like we knew the Batman was going to be making an appearance. So having a premiere in the logo, the the title, the Jim Lee photo. Yeah, really awesome, but you can't compare to. Again, no one saw that was going to be happening with any real credibility until Machete came out.
Yeah.
Keaton himself is probably the only thing that was bigger. When the Keaton news happened, that's probably the only one that was bigger. Because even pretty much anyone who said that Ben Affleck was done would have still bet on him before betting on Michael Keaton.
Oh, yeah.
What was Mark Hughes saying? Was he like trying to backpedal and be like, well, I know I said he wasn't, but if somebody tried to... I don't know. I didn't even
No, Hughes straight up said, I was wrong. I'm so happy I was wrong. Yeah, he straight up said it. Hugh, I've never known or seen Hughes backpedal that way. He's always been a supporter of Snyder. He's not necessarily.
Well, I know in the beginning he wasn't, but when he made the turn, he did make the turn. Like he was full support.
Well, even that was a case of his information said it wasn't happening, but as soon as it happened, he said he made it clear he was happy to be wrong there.
Like I said, I'm getting third-hand information. I didn't know. I didn't go seek it out to look, clear it up myself. I was just asking.
Well, I mean, you can be a supporter and still not think that it's going to happen. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
I was convinced Henry Cavill was done, and I'm the total opposite now.
Yeah.
I didn't want him to be done, but I was convinced he would be.
I really think he shows up in Black Adam. I'm now. I don't know how, because I know it's supposed to take place in the past with the JSA. I don't know if it's going to be a post-credit scene. I think there is an appearance of Henry. Maybe it's Clark Kent. Maybe it's Clark Kent investigating, or like somebody digs up something to find. I don't know, but I think we see Henry Cavill.
It does help that they're represented by the same agent.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Oh, yeah.
That poor hideous woman.
So
what? Go, Greg. Just go.
You'd mentioned it earlier. The Pattinson logo that came, not logo, the picture that came out, the red aesthetic.
The logo.
That was the logo? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What y'all think of it?
I like it better with the ears.
Yeah, I mean,
I do. But it looks like a socket or like a crescent wrench or like an actual wrench. The way that's straight up in there, like I feel like I need to go tighten some bolts up with it.
I think I was talking about something different than y'all are talking about. I have to look what y'all are talking about. I was talking about that red picture that came out that was like the Jim Lee picture? Yeah, the Jim Lee picture, yeah. That's what I was talking about.
I was talking about the Batman with the logo in the middle of the title. Yeah, there we go. Brent got it.
The crescent wrench, didn't think of that. That's hilarious. I think it's my favorite Batman movie logo. Cinematic logo.
Wow.
I loved it. I went back and was like, all right, let me dig up all the other ones, and I searched them out. I'm like, I think this is it. It's early, it's the new one, but I think this is it.
I gotta look at closer now.
The red tint to it, though, it does make me feel like I really do think all the rumors it's going to be true about it being like that, kind of like that 70s, early 80s noir. You know what I mean? Like that kind of grimy, just dirty detective story.
Well, he's been Matt Reeves has been very confidently saying all this time that he wants a detective story. We haven't really seen a full-on detective.
Mm-mm.
Not full on.
We've seen little pieces. No. We've seen pieces of them doing stuff, like little things here, little things there.
No, Nolan has been the closest in the sense of being more on the detective side. Not fully, but he's been the closest that we've seen more detective.
I feel God, what's wrong with me tonight? Why could Ben Affleck had some pretty good detective skills going on there. That's pretty much all he was doing when he was Bruce Wayne, was investigating things.
Yeah.
So,
I'd say I'd make that more argument for Nolan being more Bruce being detective than Batman. At that point. All the stuff like you look at, especially The Dark Knight, like how much stuff he was as Bruce Wayne, especially trying to the sequence where Gordon gets fake shot. Yeah. At that point, how he walks in and makes the determination of the bullets and breaking it down at that point. So, I mean, again, if we want to go with the idea, what's the mask, Bruce Wayne or Batman? We maybe see Bruce Wayne, but we're really seeing
Ryan Wilder.
Oh yeah, sure. Why not? Katie just gave us an interesting thing in the tweet of the new logo for Batwoman.
There was a new logo for Batwoman?
Yeah, some stuff came out. Like Travis sent me earlier. The season 7 trailer dropped. Well, not officially, it leaked or something, but
Yeah.
That's
I don't know. I don't see the
interesting.
logo, so send it to me.
Yeah.
I guess.
So that confirms she's getting her own suit. Because there was a question, or I saw speculation: will she wear Kate? Will she wear Kate's suit, or will she have her own? And I just always figured, if you're gonna have one, make it your own.
Yeah. I mean, you might as well. If you're gonna revamp the whole
Yeah.
character, you might as well, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right. It's not as good as that Batman logo.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Whoops, I'm sorry. I get lost in the phone there. I was trying to look up that symbol. So yeah, you got anything else about Batfleck? I mean, we did a podcast about it last night. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. Look, here comes Travis. See?
Do we think? Oh yeah. Okay. That's what I was gonna ask too. With Muschietti, literally, he's swinging for the fences. Like, you got Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck. That is not. That is no small feat.
Mhm.
I know Ezra Miller may not be like the biggest guy, like name wise, but that is no small feat getting those two. So, do we think? Which I posed the question: do we think it's out of the realm of possibility for, let's say, I don't know how it would fit in, but maybe a Jared Leto Joker, or I mean, somebody else that's kind of like a bigger name that's in the universe, or somebody you could bring. You know what I mean? Is it out of the realm of possibility? Could you bring in Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is anything off the table? Like I said, Keaton and Ben Affleck together. Like I said, one of them alone is enough to make your movie people go, holy shit, and their heads turn. You got both of them, so now everybody's looking. So is it out of the realm of possibility? Maybe a Leto cameo, or like I said, a Pfeiffer, or just somebody in there. Hell, Tom Hardy is Bane. Do you think he swindles Kristen Bale? You know what I mean? Like, is anything off the table?
So you're wanting to see Christian Bale, Ben
I don't want to
Affleck,
see any. I'm just asking.
and
I'm just asking.
and Mike Keaton at the same time on screen.
I think you can do all those things. It's called DC Universe Online, and you can play whoever you want.
Sounds like a Batman salad.
I think it's a good question, but seriously, you got to look at it. Last winter, we saw Ezra Miller with Grant Gustin.
Mm-hmm.
You now have Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck coming together.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I'm going to say, if the actor is alive, it is possible.
I would love to see Michelle Pfeiffer back as Catwoman.
But
Oh,
Burt
my
Ward's
gosh.
showing up.
Yeah.
Burt Ward's showing up. He's suiting up
Yeah.
too. He's putting the pixie boots on.
Holy rusted
he-
metal, Batman.
If the actor is alive, I feel like at this point it is realistically possible. Whether or not they'll have the interest, I don't know. But it's
Right.
like, between these two things, I mean, what could we possibly say isn't possible? What idea have they not thrown? Because they've clearly shown from the television angle, they're embracing the multiverse like we've wanted them to do for years. Now they're doing it from the movies. Of course anything's possible. You don't think nobody's put Christian Bale's name on a wall? Of course they have. Whether or not it goes anywhere, that's a different story.
Well, I think that at this point, with that announcement, The Flash moves up to probably the most anticipated DC movie and leapfrogs the Batman.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think people are still excited about the Batman, but that announcement of both those
you gotta
confirming
think, too.
it's yeah.
Like he's also got another big swing coming. Let's just say he doesn't get any more Batman or big names. He's got another big swing coming by who does he cast as Zoom? You know what I'm saying? Who's the Reverse Flash? Because you got a chance to knock people's socks off too and do something weird where people go, holy shit, you got him to go, along with these guys. Like there's still more stuff to come to where we could be like, whoa.
Get Tom Cavanaugh.
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
All right. It could be like I keep getting older and they stay the same.
Oh,
Greg says a certain something when he's losing the basketball camp. Golly. He loves saying,
golly.
Golly gee willikers.
golly.
It's like, golly.
Grew up on a little house on the prairie.
Hey, you know what? The good thing is, what's the FanDuel score? I want to look at the FanDuel score before I start talking trash. No, I'm not going to talk
I'll
trash.
be right back.
All right.
Yeah, what are you doing?
So anyway,
There you go, Greg. You started talking sports and you scared Brent
You
away.
ran Brent off.
I can't. I'm out. I can't do this.
This is out of here.
I wanted to ask: do you think another question about Ben Affleck? Do you think he's going to bulk up for this part? Does he need to?
He's looking pretty healthy right now. I don't know if again, he's probably going to get close into back in the shape. Again, if he's committed, he's going to commit. He's never knock on, outside of. He's gonna go as much as he can, because again, if he wants to be in it, he's gonna do it. He's a good method actor.
Oh yeah, I agree. I just don't see a need for him to kill himself. He's already a big guy. You put a suit on him, he's gonna look like a big guy, and the bat suit's gonna be padded anyway.
It's just,
so you don't have to have a huge guy in a bat suit.
it's about what the role is going to entail and what they need to portray. To your point, if he bulks up just enough, at that point they can make it work and still believable.
They could see.
But again, he's looking in good shape anyways right now. So
yeah.
Oh yes, he looks perfectly healthy. Yes.
You want it?
Sarah's like, I'll attest to that.
You want the moment, Sarah?
But yeah, man, that's really the biggest thing that's come out in the last day or two is the Batfleck stuff, and I think we all went nuts about it. And it does.
Oh, I had to change my underwear. Oh,
yeah. It does make me kind of forget about Pattinson and Batman. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's because I wasn't that excited for Pattinson Batman yet, but it does kind of make me forget about Pattinson Batman. But I'm sure if I see something, this weekend that looks awesome, yes. If I see something that looks awesome, I'll be excited for it, and I'll be right back on the train. So
what I wanted to say is, we were talking about how Ezra Miller showed up with Grant Gustin and like Jim, and they said like Jim Lee's got a plan. Like I really think it solidifies that, and especially whenever they have a panel at Fandome that says multiverse. Like I really think they're hammering that home. Like just for instance, like I said, we're gonna have 3 Batman in the same year. Plus, you're gonna have Bruce Wayne on Titans still, so that'd be 4 Bruce Waynes. You know what I mean? Like I really think
Bruce Wayne and Batwoman.
Yeah, that's what I was
Bruce Wayne on Batwoman. You're gonna have Titans, which I know is animated, but you're still gonna have You're gonna have Bruce Greenwood back as that Batman. So we're gonna have all these Batman going at the same time. You know, and then if Harley Quinn gets another season, like I really do think that they're trying to hammer home, like you were saying, is like multiverse. So that way, like let's just say, because you guys know how it is. Like there are people that are just strictly DCEU, like whatever Zack's playing, everything else be damned. Well, you can kind of get that if you follow the Flash and Ezra Miller, and you get Batfleck. There's people that want nothing to do with all that. Well, here's Robert Pattinson. Like, let's try this. Then you got people like us in the middle, and we go, well, I want to see all of it. You know what I mean? So I really do kind of think they're hammering.
Hey, we can get.
Like whenever DC Universe launched and Kevin Smith was saying, "What's your DC Universe?" Like I really think they're giving that to us live action because we're getting that Green Lantern movie too. Like you know what I mean? Like it's just all these different avenues.
It's a beauty time because if you didn't like Nolan films and you didn't like that version of Batman, that was it. That's all you had for 15 years.
If Batman and Robin was your jam, like you know what I mean? Like that, you would hate Nolan, but yeah, exactly.
So now you have the option of 5 different iterations of the character, and maybe one of them job you, maybe all 5 will. It's the beauty now, rather than no, sorry, we can't have Batman on Smallville because we have a movie in development. You use Green Arrow instead, who's basically exactly like Batman.
Walmart
character profile for character profile.
You know, the only thing I worry about with that is the oversaturation of the character. Yeah. You know, I mean,
saturate me. I don't even care. Saturate.
Well, the thing is, the more I think about it, realistically, Batman, Spider-Man. And maybe a couple other superheroes are really the only ones that are like that aren't allowed to be crossed over on both movies and television. Like for some reason they keep Batman on and like Spider-Man off television live action. It's not going to be on there.
Well, Spider-Man is weird because Spider-Man's the rights is weird there.
That's right.
Without getting into that with Batman. I mean, oversaturation. The guy's got like 37 monthly books. The last time the numbers came out, I think he was the second biggest merchandise character behind Spider-Man. Like they are the 2 biggest characters.
Yeah.
Like he's bigger than Superman is.
They did layoffs and they were like, oh, we're cutting everything. And they go, we're still gonna have Batman. They go, yeah, we're still gonna have 22 Batmans.
Right.
In fact, we're gonna add some more Batman. I get the people who are a little annoyed that the first Flash solo movie is guest starring Batman with a cameo by Batman, and okay.
You're indifferent.
I do think Ezra Miller deserves a true solo movie. Like the Flash, the character deserves a true solo movie. But then I also remember the character has had 7 TV seasons, 8 technically with the 90s show. It's not like the character's never gotten his due. I don't know. I don't have that concern overall. Bring on all the Batman. Bring more Batman into it. That's totally fine with me.
Batman-y.
George Clooney's time to shine.
Hey,
bring him on. You know what? Bring him on. If they're celebrating their history.
Tweeted out a picture of her as Batgirl for Batman and Robin today. Like, what is happening? She's saying, "Put me in, Coach." She's like, "I will come in and represent."
At this point, they're celebrating their legacy, their history. and they're telling you that every version is valid. I mean, Muschietti's flat out saying every single version is part of the DC multiverse, and absolutely they should
Jim Lee
just own
said
it
that
and go
too
into it.
with Crisis.
Yeah,
Crisis
exactly.
was solidifying. That was where they literally kicked the door down and said, "No, bitches! Like, look, multiverse. We're movie Flash, TV Flash. We're shaking hands. Like, look, like, it's open, and we're showing it to you on TV. We brought the movie guy to TV to show you, like, we mean business."
So how
And now
long?
look
Something
at, like
none
you're
of us
saying.
thought was possible.
Right, and now Flashpoint's coming, and like you said, we're getting Michael Keaton's Batman. Clearly, that's not in the DC. You know what I mean? Like they're reinforcing it now in the next Flash movie. Like on Flash on TV, they open the door. Next Flash movie, they're reinforcing it and saying, no. We're serious about multiverse.
I forgot what I was going to ask. You got me all serious about the multiverse. I had a question.
How about
That's
this?
why I usually write this stuff down
No?
as I'm going.
Let's see Grant Gustin. Let's see the
That's
other
what
side
I
of
was
that
going to
movie.
ask. I was going to ask who's the first TV
What if
character
Diggle
we see
flies
on
in with the
big
green
screen?
ring and
I
just
think
starts
it's Grant
crying?
Gustin.
It's Grant.
Think it's Grant?
I think Grant deserves it because he was given veto power on Miller coming to the Flash show, and he did what, in my opinion, was the right thing. I think if anyone, even more than Stephen Amell, to be honest, I think Grant deserves that spot.
Sure.
By being willing to let Ezra come into his area. Travis, get over. The way you've been lately, Travis, I don't want to hear it. Oh, mouthy boy.
Look at that face. He was like,
I mean,
You're still on
bring
shaky
Stephen
ground,
Amell,
Travis.
but-
No, I was actually going to ask that. If you thought it was more than Stephen Amell, and yeah, I guess it could be. I mean, I would still love to see Stephen Amell, on screen as a version of an Arrow because he did a great job with that. Of course, I want to see the beard. The one he teased us for. If you get back to the big screen, you got to give us the beard, right? But yeah.
Well, you could just watch Turtles 2 Out of the Shadows, and he's basically the same character. When he plays Casey Jones, he's basically playing Arrow. So,
I saw that
mean,
movie because of his presence.
To Brent's point about Flash, that would be
He'll get a
the
good
first
suit.
time because Marvel had Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which was connected, and they had couple people from movies, no big stars besides Samuel L. Jackson, like come from the movies to the show, but they never had anyone from the
2
show.
seasons it was connected.
Yes.
But they never had anyone from the show.
And like
come
barely
from
in the beginning of
movies,
3.
like started out at the show.
And then they cut one of the biggest things out of the last episode that would have been even more connected.
What they cut out?
Well, that would have tried. They would have tried.
Yeah.
What was they cutting out?
They cut out the reference
A
to the
snap
snap.
reference. But spoilers, there was never a reference to the snap or the blip
Nope.
in Agents of
Damn
S.H.I.E.L.D.
But definitely, like
Damn it.
Jeff Loeb used to say, it's all connected when it wasn't.
Jeff Loeb
But
is a
if you-
damn dirty liar.
Amongst other things
His
now.
hands were always on fire.
If you show Grant
He writes
in
some
the
good
Flash
comic
movie,
books, so.
if you show Grant in the Flash movie, then you can't reinforce that anymore. It's
I
all
mean,
connected.
all right, technically, Endgame did have a character from the shows, from the
Yes.
TV side in it, with Jarvis.
Jarvis.
So you got to give him that.
But
But you also got to
he got-
acknowledge it's Agent Carter, which...
Did you guys realize there was
the
2
writers
Jarvises
were
in
so
Endgame?
involved there.
Well, no, I guess there wasn't actually. Never mind. I forgot.
But that
Vision
act,
never
didn't
did
that
come back.
actor get started out in Iron Man, though, Brent?
No,
Like
he
the
didn't. He,
Jarvis?
No.
he first
He never?
appeared in
Okay.
Agent Carter. But again, like, producers and stuff, and, like, Marcus McFeely, who wrote, all of the Russo brothers movies, they worked on Agent Carter. Like, it's
Okay.
not the same thing. It's
I didn't know
technically
that.
true, but it is not the same thing.
Yeah,
Agent
but
Carter
what
is
I'm
definitely in a world of the first 2 seasons of S.H.I.E.L.D. where they were connected.
Yeah, comparing Grant Gustin coming out to a movie would be like having Daisy come out to a movie.
Yes,
Sure,
because you're
yes.
talking a title
Absolutely.
character,
Yeah.
a main
And-
character, not a
Absolutely.
supporting cast.
And she's gone on record saying she wants to continue the character in any way, shape, or form she
Break
can.
it up.
Disney
I would
Plus
be
show,
cool with
Disney
her coming
Plus.
back, but I would prefer it to be a different version because I think trying to fold that continuity in would be too much.
Oh yeah, no, they don't have to. We can all accept the fact, and the audience can accept the fact that it's still Quake. Well, I don't care.
Maybe Doctor Strange. Maybe she hitches a ride with Strange when he's multiverse madness hopping, and she's like,
Sure.
nice. She's like, ha, here we are. It's like a new
Multiverse
version.
and madness happen.
Cool.
Yeah, I hear they're actually going to make that movie, Multiverse of Madness. It's actually going to be really similar to Green Lantern 2. I'm just-
Yeah, exactly.
It very well might be. If it follows the pattern.
Well, the title Green Lantern 2, Electric Boogaloo. It's for the fellas in the same direction for the dance off. So.
Doctor Strange 2. All right, Greg, we'll make this
Hey,
not right.
you know what? I just had to turn past the page of the tally that I was keeping of points that we agreed upon and points that we disagreed upon, and the agreed side was way bigger. So Just saying, by stats. You know,
Sure.
I'll
you
take
just
that, I'll
point
take
out.
that win.
Yeah.
Stats.
Stats, that's right. I can call them stats. They have numbers in them. I can call them stats, right?
They do lie a lot. They do lie.
They can be deceiving. Stats can be very deceiving, yes.
And there we go.
Do you guys think there's any chance at all? Like, we got this Ben Affleck news now. Maybe it's because it was going to be skewed, but I mean, what's going to be bigger than that? It's like, I would have been satisfied if the news we got.
What if Ryan Reynolds comes
yesterday,
in and says,
That's
yep,
what
I'm
I
Lantern.
want to say, Nathan. Like,
Yeah.
I think, like, is there any shot at all that Ryan Reynolds could be?
You'll see
Green Lantern?
Brent cry. He'll be
According
so
to-
Of
happy.
course, there's a
Yes.
shot of it. What did I just say? If they're
Nothing's
alive,
off the
it's
table.
True.
Two, Ryan
Nothing.
Reynolds has a history of. I mean, look what he did with Deadpool. If he wants to do it, of course he's got a shot at it.
Remember,
And
when
didn't
Deadpool
he
came out,
say
said,
release the Snyder Cut?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
no, he's definitely a supporter. I think that comes down to basically does Zack Snyder actually want him or not. I'm choosing to believe he does, but
What if Muschietti wants him?
I think he's.
Sign him up.
I think he's a
Yeah.
supporter
Sign him
too. Just I think he's a supporter because of what happened with the Green Lantern movie. Like how the studio
Yeah.
execs basically changed
Yeah,
everything
right.
he
I didn't
signed
even
up
think of
for,
that.
and the same Zach got
Travis
told
is the
even
guy
more
with the
dirty.
strings on the board. It's just like making connections because I didn't even
Is
think
that
of
what
it. You're
Sony
right.
mean?
You're right.
Well, I mean, there's new studio execs now, so I mean, you know, the possibility. I mean, it's not
AT&T
the way it
came
was,
in.
so-
They came in and they laid their big old gajillion-dollar hammer down and said, "We are doing it our way, and we don't care about it." And they unlocked all the doors. They said, "Oh, we got these toys over here that you're saving to put out one at a time now. Where everybody just dump that shit out. We're playing." Like, they don't even care because they want some money back, and they know that they're sitting on a gold mine with those properties. And I really do think it's super smart, like we've all been saying. Like, if DC wants to set themselves apart, let the audience have their cake and eat it too. Multiverse. We can have Ben Affleck. We can have Ezra Miller go. We can also have Robert Pattinson and his little universe over there, to where maybe I'm not saying it would happen, but a Flash would show up there, or a Green Arrow in that universe. But because that Green Arrow doesn't show up over here, you know what I mean? Like this, like I said, they're opening up. Just do. Hey, you got an idea? Let's do it. Like Joker. I mean, for better or for worse, you know, no matter what the motive was or how to do it, but like, look at Joker. Like, that's off in its little universe. Gets billions. Yep, let's do more of those. You want to go make your own standalone movie and it's your own content? Go. If it's the right idea and the right amount of budget stuff, like, they don't care. They just took the toy box and dumped them over. And I think that's fantastic. Now, I didn't like everybody having to lose their jobs and all the restructure, but we knew that was coming. Everybody knew that was coming from the moment it was announced that the merger went through. It was just a matter of time. Maybe pandemic wasn't the best time. I don't know. You got to make a decision. Whatever.
Yeah, you know, people.
Or 2 weeks before a big event that they're hosting.
No, that was the right time to do that.
Yes,
but-
because if you did it afterward, you steal the thunder.
Yes, people like to crap on whoever the buying company is,
Yeah,
but it's like
it happens.
because, you know, they did the same thing with Disney. But like, if Comcast had bought Fox instead of Disney, Comcast was going to be laying off a whole bunch of people too.
Right.
Sure.
It sucks that people lose their jobs over this. It absolutely is horrible
Absolutely.
for those families. But it's going to happen every single time one of these mergers is happening. It's going to happen. And if the mergers didn't happen, it's going to happen anyway, because there's a reason that the
They got
selling
bought.
company is selling. Yes, that they got bought. And no, you want to get rid of all this crap out of the way ahead of time, because now look
Right.
what happened to the story. Now the story
Yeah,
is
it got buried.
confirmed. Ben Affleck is coming back. Flash. is
Shit,
bringing
you know
about the
what? Yeah,
multiverse.
people
Nobody's
forgot
talking
all about
it.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
They're like,
before
"Whoa,
they
what?
announced
Ben
Henry
Affleck, I
Cavill
forget
tomorrow.
all this other shit."
Oh, Brent, don't you dare tease us like that.
They announced the Henry Cavill Green Lantern movie.
Speculation. You know what?
God,
There's a
I
comic
would love
book
it.
called One Man JLA where Superman
what is it?
has One Man JLA. Superman basically spins alternate dream or whatever hallucination stuff, and there's an issue where he's got a ring,
Yep.
and it is awesome.
Are you shitting me?
No, he's
I'm not
serious.
kidding
Are you
you. No,
shitting me?
it is.
Am I your
Look up-
favorite turd? You wouldn't shoot
Google
me? That's
Google
awesome.
Superman One Man JLA. Like, his costume is great.
That's
The S-
awesome.
They incorporate the S into the lantern. It is it's only one issue, but it's pretty sweet. Make it happen.
Let's do that.
Superman wearing a ring is not exactly anything new to me, anyway. The color might be different. Like I might be used to reading something where he was wearing a yellow.
I mean, there really isn't a history of Kryptonians wearing the rings, but the Daxamites. There have been a couple of Daxamites who've done it.
Yes.
And they're like
Isn't it the
genetically
Sinestro
related or
Corps?
cousins.
Isn't there a Daxamite that gets a lantern ring? Is that the one?
There is, and he's around for quite a while with it.
Because that was the first time I ever knew that there was
Sodom Yacht, something like that.
like that.
He gets the ion powers for a while, where he doesn't even need the Green Lantern ring.
Well, that's awesome.
I mean, imagine a Superman or close to Superman power person with.
That's what I was going to say. Because when I was reading
Ridiculous.
it, when I was reading it, I was like, "Whoa, this guy's like he's damn near Kryptonian level." And I thought that was fascinating. And he had a ring. I was like,
You want to see what Superman
awesome.
can do with a ring?
Mhm.
There we go.
Justice Year
Just dropped
2.
it in the chat.
Yeah, there you
Just
go.
read Injustice Year 2, Nathan, if you want to see what Superman can do with a ring.
Mm-hmm. Oh, don't tease me like that, really.
Have
Now
you
you
not
gotta
read
get it.
Injustice? Get to work.
I have not. I'm just waiting for it to all be done. I'm going to buy the big giant,
It's
when
done.
it comes out in a stack like this big.
Well,
I'm
there's
gonna
like
buy
a new. Isn't there something new that I haven't started yet? Like Year Zero or
Injustice
something?
Year Zero, yeah.
Does that take place before all the
Yeah,
other
Does that tell the
Yeah.
story of
Oh,
how
then
it
by all
starts?
means, get on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
can get on it. He definitely can.
Oh, yeah.
I'm about to start reading some Power Rangers. I just
Yeah.
got on Venom. I got my
Nathan.
other one going.
We're starting a book club.
helps.
Me and Nathan. Y'all want to join the book club? Read some books with us?
What?
What Power Rangers are you reading?
The Boom, yes, from 2017 when we started, 2016, where it focuses on
I
Tommy and
fell
goes all the way through
yeah.
to Lord Draken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I fell off of that close to the Lord Draken time, but I remember thinking it was pretty good.
Well,
I've never heard but great things about it.
Yeah, that's what I say. I hear it. Yeah, if I don't like it when it gets to that part, I'll stop. But I heard the first couple. It's like with volumes are great. They're like because you can tell the guy really liked Tommy and the Green Ranger because it focuses a lot. I don't know. I've heard really good things about it.
Yeah. I've personally never read any
Did you
Power
guys
Rangers, but I do
talk
love
about-
Power Rangers, so
Did you guys talk
Love it
about the
more.
Black Adam thing?
not yet.
Just now,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
saw
we're-
it this
we're-
first time.
Yeah, we're just kind of rolling. Dude, there's no structure to the show tonight. We're just all talking and just rolling through
We're just
stuff.
like a turd
As
going down.
opposed to
Yeah.
all the structure you normally have.
We have
Yes.
we are totally structured. I've got time and yeah, we break it down. Nah, yeah, we're just rolling
Mhm.
things tonight, man. Hit us with it.
Brent, I
What's going
sent
on?
it in the. It's sent it in the.
I'm looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
What's up with the Black Adam stuff there, T-Bone?
Little
it's just a
tease
little
of the-
teaser.
Oh yeah, that's right. He
Teasing
said the one that
me,
Katie
tease.
sent us.
Hey,
Yeah.
what time, Brent? What time is the Snyder thing? Our time.
Oh, I'll look it up.
Okay, because because the other Travis was putting Canadian times and then Greg's putting
Oh yeah,
different times.
the Canadian stuff. I have no idea.
Ah,
Canadian times.
Boys,
you know,
I think
uh,
5:30.
So
It's
it's
5:30
separate.
Eastern. I'm assuming. Is it 5:30 Eastern?
those Canonicans.
I don't know. I know it starts at 1 and I get off work at 12:30, so I'll be
Them
driving
Them with their
home.
ham calling it bacon.
It is
and
at
stuff.
the Snyder Cut panel is at 4:30 p.m. Central.
Gotcha. Because I said we're in the same time zone. I got you.
With
We'll do it.
with the festivities of what should be a glorious day starting at noon for us.
Yes. Yeah, I want to see that Wonder Woman trailer too. Because are we all in agreement that she's gonna fly? Like by the end of the movie, she can. Well,
I
wait a
hope
minute.
so.
Damn it! Because why wouldn't she fly during the fight of Doomsday? Because they're damn it. Unless that suit makes her fly with the wingsuit thing.
Go
I mean,
over,
that's
go
the
see
problem
it,
with
man.
prequels. Why didn't
Mhm.
she do something in the movie that came out earlier but takes place after they made it up? Nah, you gotta let that go. But there is
Sure.
one shot in the fight against Doomsday where she jumps at him, and the way she jumps, you could.
That's
take
true.
a
Yeah,
minute.
it's very
When she
similar
goes
flying,
straight
yeah.
at him.
Look at me schooling you on BVS. Here we
Right.
go.
Hey, you know what? I just want to see her lasso lightning because that
What is
shit
going
looks
on?
awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's like, she's Spider-Man for that shit. Just going. I'm like, yes, I'm there for it. We should have already saw that movie too. Like, we should have that on home release by now. Like,
Yep.
like the normal way, you know, if we went to the theaters, it should be on Blu-ray and 4K and stuff and digital.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn, that Superman
Yeah.
and Green Lantern is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Ackles.
Oh, Greg is
Did the
gone.
captain leave? He abandoned ship.
Yeah, he left. All right, everyone, bug
Well,
out.
what do we want to talk about,
Everyone-
guys?
Everyone leave.
How about that Superman script then?
Chris,
Let's talk
just wanna
about
say-
how awesome Doctor Strange is.
And copying Green Lantern.
I actually don't mind that movie. I'll look past his flaws.
I really
Sorry,
enjoyed
he's
that.
back.
I like both movies, so.
Wait, what?
No, nothing. Just kids.
Oh, okay.
Kids, dogs, everything going crazy. My dog ate a half a watermelon.
Well, watermelon's good.
Oh, nice.
I mean, like a half of a watermelon, like not cut, like just the rind and everything. Like half a watermelon. Like, so, yeah, pit bulls, they'll do anything.
Oh, if you definitely pause that Black Adam right.
You can see the little
5
concept.
seconds. Yeah, you can see the concept.
That's concept
Which
art,
looks
like what he's gonna
awesome.
look like. I think we get the straight up full on.
He gonna look like Black Adam.
I think he did a picture. I think he went at home, took his big old buff ass, and took a picture of that costume, and they touched it up or something.
He's just gonna have the same kind of costume that Henry Cavill has for Superman, except in Black
They're
Adam
just gonna paint it.
design.
They're just gonna
that's
paint it
the
on it because
same-
he doesn't need anything else.
Yeah.
Well, it
Well, I
should be
gotta
like Shazam.
I was going to say, it's gonna, more
Yeah.
like Shazam, I would feel.
Shazam's costume. Shazam's
Yeah.
costume is similar to
Superman.
Superman's.
Sure.
And
I
same
don't
thing
want to
with
say it, but that's a
Stargirl.
good point.
Same
I
with
want the
Stargirl.
sash.
Our
I want the
man's-
sash.
our
I want the
man's
little-
costume-
I want the
I
little
think
scarf on
Iron
his
Man's
belly.
costume looks pretty similar to Superman's in terms of the fabric and that. It all looks
That's
similar.
true.
So I think
And
that,
the detail on the suit. Yeah, I agree
same
with
thing.
you.
I'm trying to think of if there's any other. I know it's nothing like that in Titans.
I don't want the chest piece to glow so weirdly. Like I like Shazam, but like that. Sometimes the chest piece look a little funky. Like
I
a
agree.
little weird.
I agree.
Why was Titans, Flash, and what's the other show I'm thinking of? Why were they left here on the Hall of Heroes when everything else from DC TV was moved to September 12th? Do you guys have any idea? Like any thoughts, or just random that it's like that, or
Well, Flash
I
might
doubt
have
it's
more to
random.
show. I mean, Flash. I mean,
Well,
you sent me the DM of that trailer. Flash probably has something to show. Titans. I don't know about Titans other than it's streaming. It's
They better resurrect
an HBO
Wonder
Max.
Girl because that was dumb.
I'm sure they will.
So
They
stupid.
made it. Yeah.
That was so dumb.
All the
Such
powers
a
of the world
stupid
is
finale.
No.
all the
did-
powers of the
Yeah.
world. A little bit of electricity
No.
gets her. Dang.
No. Episode one, they open up with the thing and they say, "Okay, you remember the season finale? Forget that shit. Watch this." And they redo it. And Deathstroke doesn't go.
That
he's
is
not this
exactly
menacing
what they
badass.
should
Yeah.
He's not this
Get
menacing
Super-
badass the whole time. He
Superboy
gets beat
runs
up in
in.
like 2 punches and
Get
let's
Jason
make
Todd
him
in
fight
here
and
to
go.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No more Titans are bad.
Superboy grabs it.
And right at that point, crowbar to the back of the head.
I mean, seriously, okay. That finale. This
What
awesome
happened?
Deathstroke versus Nightwing fight until all the Titans are in the freaking car watching it at the drive-in
Yeah.
theater. Are you kidding me?
Mhm.
No, it's so
Yes.
so
And
Well,
now
like-
Joey going down with electricity. Like, what is happening? What is happening?
Starfire was actually had a in-story reason
Yeah.
that made sense for why she stayed in the vehicle, whereas Wonder Girl, Raven, no, that's just not good enough at all. Terrible. Like, I can't get over. Every person in the writing room deserves some blame because whenever you read over that script for that pilot,
No,
you
just
had to
whoever
just
signed
think
off on
to
it.
yourself,
Yeah.
like I would have voiced it. I was like, "Are you kidding me? Do we really think that this makes any sense at all?" Because it was,
See,
especially coming off of what happened in season 1. Oh, it's so frustrating.
well, I would have picked a different team.
Season
I
1
would've-
was their fault. I mean, they chose to mess that finale up. Oh, we're gonna keep off the finale for creative reasons, but they suck.
bullshit.
I thought the
The same
season.
thing with Swamp Thing too, though.
I thought season 1 had issues with them not knowing if they were gonna get signed for a season 2.
No, they
No.
They
when they
chose
found
to
out
do
they
that
got
shit.
no. The season 2 was before they were done with production on it,
Oh.
and
Mhm.
they chose to keep it, like, to cut off the last episode and rework it in. Go watch the Titans season 1 episode. You can tell
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, here's obviously where they cut it, and because here's all the crap, and then here's the cool stuff.
I would have personally chosen a different lineup for the Titans to start off. Like that episode where we got that flashback and it was like Robin and Wonder Girl and Aqualad and Hawk and Dove. Like that should have been the lineup because you could have done so much more. They wouldn't have had to worry about budgetary reasons. Should have been some karate fight. Which Beast Boy's hard to do.
No,
There's a lot of times
Oh,
he
I
should
wanna
be
hear- I
doing
wanna hear
some
this
shit and he
argument,
don't do nothing. Like he doesn't
Gonna
do
push
like there's a lot of
back,
times he
gonna
should be stuck.
Gonna push back on that.
Okay, what's
because the lineup is based on this minus Cyborg, the classic animated show. Which,
Right.
if those people were watching the show back when it was airing, the Titans show would be perfect for them because it would be a more adult version.
It's not just
of
the
what
animated show; it's the Wolfman and Perez
Oh
comics
yeah,
run.
but
Well, I
I'm
feel
just
like,
saying,
like
The,
Starfire.
the comics run that sold more than X-Men comics at the time.
Well,
comics is a niche
Starfire is
market,
even
though,
hard to do.
compared
Like
to
we
TV.
said, she like couldn't use her powers for a while, and I forgot. But like she should be out there like lighting shit up
Yeah,
and firing,
Nathan,
and like
that's bad writing.
she's a
That's
powerhouse.
bad writing. That's not because
Yeah.
of the characters that were
Well,
chosen
but-
in the lineup.
Right.
Okay. But I'm just saying, like she should be a powerhouse, and Beast Boy
Like,
should be
we all-
transforming more.
Yeah, we all can admit that Beast Boy should be like
Right.
transformed into different animals by now. Honestly, I thought
I just think they were.
when LexCorp took him and put a chip in his brain, I honestly thought that's what would end up happening. At least that would have been something that came out of this. Was
Right.
that he could transform into like they made him transform into different animals, and then after they got the chip out of it, he could use that ability anyway. Like he could
Sure.
do besides a tiger. Like I'd like to see a snake. I'd like to see a hawk. I'd like to see a whale, an elephant. Like you can do
Something.
Like
Yeah.
that was the beauty.
But that's
of
what I
his
mean.
power.
Budgetary
love
reason.
that.
That's hard. That's hard to do with Beast Boy. And that sucks up a lot of the budget, and I hate that because that means you can't have Beast Boy turn into a whale, for instance, because Starfire should be out there flying and like literally going in and wrecking shit.
If I can
Because
see King
she's a
Shark,
beast.
you can give me a couple different animals.
Oh, you're right, but that's fine. I think they just wrote themselves in a corner with it. But maybe it's too many episodes.
I think it's bad writing.
Okay.
I agree. Like
Okay.
I think the lineup is pretty much bang
I
on
love
for
the
what you
lineup.
have.
No, guys,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. I love the lineup. Like I love those characters. I do. So like I'm not saying I just put it out there, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's
Just
just a
saying.
little
Yeah.
discussion, Nathan. Like,
But
that's
like I
because
just
I
that's
really
just
enjoyed
my
that
thing.
flashback episode when he looked at the old team. I really
Mhm.
loved that team. I was devastated when
that
Aqualad
Aqualad.
died.
Yeah.
That costume he had,
Yeah.
his costume was so good.
Like I would have personally liked to have Calder, but after they killed him, I was like, all right, now I know why it's not Calder. So maybe he can still come in to like a later
Mhm.
season
I
because
agree with that.
I love Calder. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But like once as soon as I saw him get killed, because I thought if it was only one episode, but when they killed him, I was like, nope, because I want him to show up now. Like I want Dick to have to go to him or something in season 3, and Calderon comes in and like just starts just.
Well, that's
being
the other thing.
badass.
There's a lot of rumors out there of Arsenal, like Roy Harper
Yeah.
joining up.
Which I would love that. He
other-
needs to be
Yeah.
there.
That'd be fun.
Give him the robotic
as
arm
well.
too. Let him have the arm as Arsenal. You know what I mean? Like let him have that messed up cut up. Let's
There's
go
definitely
for it.
news. There's definitely news
Yeah.
because they had the cell phone. His name was in Donna Troy's
Yes.
contact list. On the
Yes, it
telephone,
was.
So
Yeah.
I don't think they teased that without giving us that.
Maybe they'll make a new Wonder Girl out of clay or something on Paradise Island.
Make a Wonder
You know?
Girl out of clay. That's great. No, you're talking about
Cassie's coming in.
yeah. Yeah, we're talking about Aqualad's costume in Titans. I think that every costume they do in Titans is they knock
They've
it out
been
of the park.
knocking it out of the park.
Nightwings looks awesome. I love Doves. I love Hawks, man.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
Everybody's
oh,
costume is
Jesus.
amazing. They are crushing
You
it
can
on
tell
the
it.
costume
Oh.
side. Still think the best Deathstroke is still Manu Bennett. A lot of
That's because you're drunk. But when you
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
think about it though. Who's going to compare with him?
Exactly.
Seriously,
There's
it's like,
nobody else to.
the Titans guy was
Oh, yeah.
great. He was
I mean,
a great.
I
Deathstroke.
mean,
He
Joe,
had, like,
with
5
Joe
episodes.
Manganiello for 45 seconds. You
Hey,
know what I mean? Like, you
that's
can't
45
compare that.
great seconds. You know.
Oh God, yeah.
Sure, but
But you can't
I mean,
compare
his
that
costume
to
looked great. It's just it's not. a
Manny
fair
Bennett had.
comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many
No,
seasons
that's
did he have
second-
on there
Yeah, it's
to
not.
build the
That's
character?
second-
Now,
he had
you
2
want to talk
seasons.
about the best
Nathan.
costume?
That's what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
basically.
it's
Just
the
I mean, I
easy
meant
best
just best
costume.
costume. But I mean, either way, even if it's not really like the other guys haven't had much time, it still doesn't mean that he's not the best. I mean, even if it's by default,
No,
he's,
well,
he's the best.
Craig, you get longer to build, like Brent said, you get longer to build the character.
Right.
You get longer to be with the character.
I said that
Right.
too. That's the one.
Right.
You get to see with Arrow, especially, you get to see a betrayal,
Mhm.
or what Slade thinks is a betrayal of from Oliver to him, and that adds, especially when they reveal in the second season that he's back in the present time, because there is no indication of that whatsoever leading up to that second season.
Right.
The only thing you got was a Deathstroke mask that has an arrow through it, and him speaking of Slade in his past tense. And with Arrow, like we didn't even get top tier villains at that time, so I didn't expect to see a Deathstroke like in present time. You
Mhm.
might get away with one episode, but when he was revealed to be a big bad for season 2, and then to redeem him, like bring him back to kind of
Later
like
on.
anti-hero type status in season 6 was just great,
Wow.
especially because when they brought him back in season 3, it was pretty terrible. Like his
My
character
first
pretty
Deathstroke was Ron
He
Perlman.
was he was not happy. He was not happy with it. He was on record as saying he wasn't happy with that guest appearance at all.
Right.
So it was that's why people didn't think he was going to show up for the end of season 5.
Yeah.
They didn't expect it because, I mean, he was pretty pissed about the way they wrote him. It was basically used him to advance Thea a little bit.
Yeah, see, I still disagree with that. It's like he lost a fight to Oliver and Thea. It's not like it was a fair fight.
Right.
And it's not like he was in a situation where he was able to be training and stuff. He was in prison most of that time. Oliver was even better at that point than he was the last time they fought. I understand that Manu Bennett didn't like it. I just disagree with the criticism that people have of that.
Oh, I didn't think it was bad either, Brent. But you know, some of these actors, like I'm pretty sure on Fast 5 or 6, like The Rock has a clause of how many times he can get thrown to the ground. Like him and Vin Diesel,
They do.
fight
They
back
do.
and forth with
They
their
do, yes.
with their contracts to see who can fight.
That's interesting.
You didn't know that, Brent?
it's,
No, I didn't know
those two, they had a
fucking
pretty
silly.
famous feud in one of those
falling
movies.
out.
When they had their big fight, like there was like people like counting the punches. Oh, Vin Diesel got a punch in, so now The Rock gets to get a kick in or whatever. Like it was a big ordeal. That's why for basically
thing.
the future Fast installments, those two aren't together really, like almost ever.
Yeah.
And it kind of worked out for the best because it started to create a universe for them.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Here's the real question:
Yeah.
Who wins, Groot or Black Adam? Huh?
Black Adam. Black Adam.
Yeah.
Black Adam flattens Groot.
I'm trying to think of an argument in my head where I could say Groot, but I can't find it.
No.
I mean,
Yeah,
Groot will
so-
come back because he'll come back from a splinter or whatever. But every time he does, Black Adam's just gonna like flick him.
He's
You
just
know?
gonna
It's
lightning
gonna
him
be
and set him
done.
on fire. Just he's on fire. Sorry.
Or Black Adam. Of all the verses, that's what you come up with.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if they're gonna fight, let's put them in the realm that we're talking about. Because Rock's about to be Black Adam and Vin Diesel's Groot. So
Yeah, I mean,
let's.
can't believe I'm gonna say it. You're right.
Hey, celebrity deathmatch. Okay, we're just doing it with Marvel and DC. Let's get it out.
Wow.
Remember that show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
Oh, yeah.
I'm old. Man, I loved that show.
Shoot, show's still fun to watch sometimes. Yeah, something never die. But let's see, Fandome. What else you guys want to talk about? We're just kind of throwing stuff out there.
Wonder Woman. I can't wait.
Wonder Woman. We talked
I think
about.
we get an invisible jet, and I think
oh.
she flies in the armor.
Okay.
You're not gonna see the jet.
You're right, we won't.
Yeah.
She's gonna fly, but she's gonna sit in there like this. She's gonna sit there and fly. And we're gonna go, oh, look at her sitting in air, just flying in, just like we saw with Super Friends.
I'm actually pretty interested to see this Multiverse 101.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Another reinforcement.
You've got Jim Lee, you've got Walter Hamada, you've got and Berlanti, all kind of a part of it at that point. It's 30 minutes. That's pretty substantial to have a intro session to the multiverse. So
It's almost like a crash course.
very intrigued. That's,
Right. Tour.
And
So
then
Right,
right,
just
right,
fine.
right into the Flash
The
panel,
next-
doesn't it?
Does it really?
It did anyway. I don't know
yes,
about now.
yes, it comes right before. Yes, it is the.
The
It is
movie
right
Flash,
before
the movie
Flash
That's on
panel.
purpose. That's
Yes.
on purpose.
Oh, of
Oh,
course
yeah.
it's on purpose.
Oh, and
Yeah,
then the
that's
next
that
most
panel.
well, the next most popular one is going to be the Chris Daughtry performance. So there's that.
What'd you just say to me?
Chris Daughtry.
No joke.
What year
Edwin.
is this? What year is this? Is this
It,
06?
no, at 420. That's not saying a lot.
That's the bathroom
Chris
break, come
Daughtry
on.
performance.
Mhm.
Interesting choice.
Whatever.
That's what he calls the whole thing.
Whatever.
Yes.
Trying to think.
And we got a surprise DC Comics panel, so that'll be interesting.
There's a surprise movie panel too, correct?
There was.
Not
She's
anymore.
not doing anymore?
There
Okay.
was.
Nope.
It's still got to happen, right? Like we got like Henry
The
Cavill-
announcement, of course. Yeah.
Is the game still going? Is the game thing going?
Yep, the
Like,
game-
it
yep,
honestly
you got
announced
the,
Suicide Squad,
Goth-
right?
Yeah, Gotham Knights will be the 125 one right after Wonder Woman,
Cool.
and then the Suicide Squad comes right before Batman.
Are they releasing these trailers
Yeah.
online?
Do you know that it's called Gotham Knights?
That's been the
hope
biggest
so.
rumor for a long time.
Good name. I just.
It's
Sure. It'll be better
yeah.
than the movie, I'm
The
sure.
rumor has it that it'll be it's the biggest one. It's like Court of Owls is going to be the big bad, but it's going to be factions. Like one of the teasers had Gotham PD symbol followed by the Demon's Head, and then there were a couple more, and then within the inner circle
That's cool.
was going to be who who is playable. So you got Batman, Nightwing,
And Robin, right?
Batgirl, and I
Or
don't
was it
think
Red?
I'm not
Red Robin. Red Robin was.
Red Robin. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Brent's like, did
So-
someone say to him?
Are you sure? Was it Red Robin?
Yeah, I seen that. I'm pretty
That's
happy.
good. I love Tim Drake. Let's go.
That panel, it says on
see
the
if I
schedule
still have
here,
it.
is supposed to come out after Wonder Woman 84.
So it's
Right
gonna-
after Wonder
That's
Pretty
Woman.
early.
So I'll
One
play
of
that.
other
If you can play as, like, let's just say I can take, like, Barbara and Dick out on a mission together, you know what I mean? Just like Nightwing and Batgirl, like, hell, like, what? That's awesome. Let's go. Or like Robin and Night, you know what I mean? If you could just like switch between those four characters, or if you could all four go out and kick the shit out of people, I don't know. Like, well, who was it was saying something like X-Men Legends or something, like where you can just control like D-pad between all of them? Like, let's do that.
Yeah, we talked about that on Marvel Alliance when we were talking about the Avengers game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I would actually say I want a little more detail than that. Just do it more like the Avengers game if you're going to have multiple people out.
That's really weird.
Does that come out next week? 2 weeks?
September
They
4th.
They have the
Yeah.
they have the WB like the Batman game at 2:30, and they have Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League at 9:40.
Nobody
Eastern
understands your time zone. Just
We don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's Eastern.
Talk
It's
American.
Eastern.
What's
It's
that? What's that in American time?
Yeah, tell us this.
Give us the conversion.
Soon you're gonna be telling us centimeters and
Let me go
Celsius.
check your stupid gallons.
You're gonna be telling us the ham is bacon. Like, we don't care. We don't know that.
You guys stop with bacon stuff, Nate. I eat the regular bacon. I eat the normal bacon.
He's gonna come on the show next week, bacon in hand. Eating
You're
bacon
right.
in
I
hand.
want to see your American bacon. Your American bacon.
My bacon's probably from America.
Let's see. The patents and stuff ends the whole day out, right? That's what they're ending with is the Batman.
Yeah, like
We're
it's
getting
like,
footage.
yeah, that's confirmed.
How long?
I think we see the bat and the cat in
That's
suit.
not confirmed.
No, I'm just saying. How long do you think? Excuse me. That's what I meant to say.
37 seconds.
46.
Stop it.
Wait,
Oh,
you said
mean how long
37?
is the
Yeah.
footage
Yeah.
going to be?
38.
Yeah.
I'll take the under on 30.
Hey.
38.
Well,
I mean, they only had a few weeks of filming.
Well, they
Yeah,
had
so
they
that-
had
but I think
11
it's-
weeks of filming,
But
Was it
they've
that
also
many?
had.
or was it
they've
7? I
also
can't remember.
had-
I wrote it down last week. It was either 7 weeks of filming. They had 11 left, or no. I can't remember. I have to look at it. they got enough.
Right.
They got enough down. They could give you I think
They've
feel
also
like
had
30,
6
They
45.
get some
months
kind
to
of
do-
teaser. I mean, they got to get us.
Yeah,
something.
they've got 6. They had 6 months to work on the footage. They did have them put something together to where you go, holy
Oh,
shit.
they definitely have something. I just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm expecting a full trailer from Suicide Squad. I'm expecting a
Yes.
trailer from the Snyder Cut. I'm expecting a teaser from Batman.
Okay.
Yes.
That
So
makes
I mean,
sense.
I really think like 30 seconds is the ceiling. I'm happy to be wrong. I'd love to be wrong. That's what I'd put it at.
Ryan
What
Reynolds
sucks is
comes
just
out.
looking at the schedule
Oh.
right now. Man of Tomorrow isn't coming out. It's not
No, they're
released
not.
till
They're not playing it now.
September 12th, I would imagine they'll probably
Do you
play it then, but that kind of sucks.
Do you think the Pattinson teaser is gonna like end with Batman walking through a crowd of people during the day and people asking for autographs, and he whips his arm gauntlet out and rips one of those pins off and says, "Always ready for an autograph," and 'cause, he has all those pins on there.
He's going to say, swear to me.
Yeah. No, I think I'm joking with.
You know what the funny thing is, Greg?
What's that?
You know, it's going to be really funny is you're going to be like ragging on it, and then you're going to see the movies. That was the coolest thing.
You're probably
ever,
right.
What he did
You're,
with
you're
it.
probably 100% right. Yeah.
What
Like
if,
that-
what if Pattinson does? What if Pattinson does the Tom Hardy Bane voice for his Batman voice?
No, I was talking to Snell about this the other day. What if he just doesn't do a voice? What if he's like Superman and he just sounds the same
That's what he
when he's
does.
Bruce Wayne and when he's Batman? Like, just doesn't even change it. I mean, he's choosing that style, you know?
What if he plays him just like his vampire character, and he's all just like, "Hey guys," and like flips his hair and
Boys,
stuff.
I gotta
As long
jump
as
in
it doesn't
and
sparkle.
say, I gotta jump in and say, Chris Belga told us yesterday, told me and Greg and Snell to watch a video, Batman Year One, like what might have been. I watched it today, Chris, and it's awesome.
Isn't it interesting?
Oh, so interesting, man. Especially where they were gonna go with it. And like WB basically like asked them to do that first, and then when they got the script, they were like, "Oh hell no, we can't do this."
What was it? Give me the clip notes.
Frank Miller went a little too
Darren
Frank Miller.
Aronofsky and Frank Miller wrote the scripts for Batman. basically they were gonna supposedly base it off of year one, and the way he spoke about like what he wanted to make it like, it reminded me of like what Todd Phillips did with Joker, in terms of like the way like you wouldn't really like it was a different movie with a mask of a comic book movie over it.
Yeah, I sent it to Jason and Dave for DC on Screen. I said, take a look at this. I want you to talk about this on your next one.
Podcast trailer.
And
hey, we get around, you know. Just gotta get around.
You clearly didn't listen to episode 600 of DC on Screen. They had like 80 guests.
I did. It was awesome.
I did.
I know, it was Chris just slept there overnight.
Yeah. Oh,
what can I say? I just got up from the couch and said, all right, here we go.
be prepared. That's right. Why not?
Right.
Shoot, I remember when I was in the Army, I used to get up and drive to the PT field early and sleep in my car so that way I could just get right up and walk straight to formation. Like, I'm that kind of guy. I'll go to sleep in wherever I can, you know, nap wherever I can. So, but yeah. So, anything else, y'all? Fandome. I know it's coming up tomorrow. We're just kind of having fun tonight.
Super excited.
Yeah, getting ready for a big day of podcasting tomorrow.
I did want to say, last week I know it got cut. Was it last week our conversation got cut off, or was it the week before?
Week before.
Or you forgot to record and came in at the end?
All right, let me pull myself out from under this bus real quick. And yeah, that was 2 weeks ago. I already told everybody that. Don't matter.
Well,
Yeah.
I was asking Chris, and I've been asking, like, of course I'm Ray Fisher, like I believe, but I kept saying, like, why? What is the legal action to take?
Yeah.
You know, because I kept saying, like, I've worked for shitty people. You can't be sued or arrested for being a shitty person. But him saying what he said, specifically in California, where there are laws against, like, can't intimidate like the work and you can't threaten stuff. So now I get it, and I understand when he was saying like they should be scared or whatever, because now I get it. I see what the legal precedent now. I get the, you know what I'm saying? Like I always believed even like I was there, but like I said, now I understand what he said, like the legal precedent, and that people should be scared because he's doing the right thing. He's taking it up the chain of command. He's got his agent, that he said was with, you know what I mean? Like I get it now. Like, and that was my whole thing is you can't sue somebody or you can't get somebody in trouble for being a shitty person. You can just wash your hands of them and not want to work with them. But now I get like where the legal side kind of comes in.
Nathan sounds like he tried to go up the chain of command.
Yes,
earlier,
exactly.
Like during 2017.
And he got threatened.
And when you
That's
go up
what I
the chain of command, well, that chain of command, like in that chain of command, like was a stopgap that he couldn't get past.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's ultimately, like, it's not really the exact same, but in the field I used to work at, there was a lot of terrible language, we'll say, backwards thinking, and like to file complaints, it was impossible. Like it was it had to be your word. It was your word against theirs, so nothing could happen.
Right.
If you ever asked anybody else to jump in to this, who was there and witnessed what was happening, they would never do it for fear of if you kick up so much trouble, you'll be the first one let go when work slows down. So like it was a very terrible atmosphere.
I'm your Huckleberry.
I understand why Ray Fisher, like how hard it is for him to get this file moving. Like, you need all the actors and actresses and crew on like have your back as well.
That's what I'm saying. Like that piece of information, like you said, that he tried to go up the chain of command and got the threat. The day, from what we understand from his tweets, this is all allegedly. I'm not academic. They're filing an investigation. We'll find. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying is like now I get it because I didn't understand. But that right there is, and like especially in California, there's legal precedent. You cannot do that. So now I understand when he was saying like people should be scared because he was doing these things. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it now. Like I understand. It wasn't just a little bit of berating on set or something like that, which is unacceptable either. But like I said, there's no law against being a shitty person. Now I get it, because especially with him trying to go and then block, I understand is what I'm saying now. Because Chris and I were having that conversation. I asked Chris why, and now I get, like, when he said that, I understand now.
There isn't a law that prevents Josh Whedon from being a shitty person, but there is, like, you can't. If the other people go to complain to
You
his
can- yeah,
higher
you
ups
can't
about
threaten
it,
They're
shit.
and they
harassment
ignore
laws.
it,
Exactly.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
that's
You
trouble.
can't
That's the
harass.
trouble
You
that you're
can't.
getting into there.
Being
Yeah,
a
you
shitty
can't threaten
person,
their career.
yeah, the degree in which you determine a person how shitty they are is your own opinion. But there are certain things you can't do to harass people. Like, you can be a shitty person and be a dickhead.
Right.
Doesn't mean you're not going to get in trouble for it, because, you know, I can't just go do anything I want to at somebody at work because I'm having a bad day that day. Like, you got to suffer the consequences of things you do like that. So yeah, to a certain degree, there's not a law against being a shitty person, but there are
It's
laws.
more.
against
It's
being
more
a
than
shitty
just.
person.
It's more than just like you'd have some of them YouTube guys be like, "Oh, he couldn't handle a little tea or rib, or
No.
being an actor and doing what he's doing." This he find. You know what I'm saying? He let out a little more that he could now. That this is why. You know what I'm saying? It's not just I couldn't take, which like I said is unacceptable either. But it wasn't just like I can't take it or whatever. You know what I mean? Or this is like they literally fucked up by if this. You know what I'm saying? That's all allegedly. But if this really did happen and like he tried to take it up and they did all this shit, like they did fuck up, because now it's like you guys messed up.
Well,
That's a legal precedent.
Yeah, you also got to acknowledge the
Sorry.
possibility that what he, prefacing with, I fully believe that Fisher experienced what he's telling us. I don't believe he's lying.
Right.
But
Me too.
the way he perceived an interaction with Jeff Johns may not be the same way that Jeff Johns perceived the interaction from his perspective. That's one reason why I've asked people, even though I've been sent nothing for, are there any, like, well, Joss Whedon, there's history. Like, there's several different people. There's a pattern that's formed. So, to me, it's far more believable of the stuff I've heard about Whedon. And at least with Johns, I'm like, is there any kind of other history? I'm not saying, it's only the first time, so it doesn't count. Not saying that at all. I'm just, technically, Johns has a right to defend himself. Hopefully he cooperates with whoever's doing the investigating. And
that's why I said allegedly.
Hopefully it all comes out the way it's supposed to from a just perspective. I do think we need to acknowledge that what Fisher experienced is his perspective. Now, who else experienced it? That goes, and we don't know who else these investigators are going to talk to, but odds are they're going to talk to the rest of the principal cast. They're going to talk to the crew. It's not going to just be he said, because they're going to talk to, I mean, they may interview 100 people. I mean, so I just...
Extras, the lighting guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And one thing that people are trying to conflate with this and bring into this is, officially it's allegedly, but I believe it, that Whedon and or Johns talked bad about the Snyder Cut. And it's like, I hate to tell you this, but that's not illegal. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Not, they can bash that movie all they want.
Exactly. There's no law
Shitty person,
being a shitty
maybe.
person.
I mean, because, you're coming in to work on this same project, so... But they can do that all they want. But that is different than actually threatening his career.
Exactly.
So
that's what
it's
I was
just,
saying.
I think people were a little too quick to jump on Johns, but the court of public opinion doesn't need the same. It doesn't have the same burden of proof that these investigators are going to have. So I wish people would be a little more patient just to get all the facts.
Right.
He's gonna have to be in
I don't
court.
think you're going. I don't think you're going to get any like other incidents with Jeff Johns, because he never had that power until that moment. Like until.
And did he really have the power to threaten Fisher's career? I mean, as Cyborg, probably, which you could absolutely is threatening.
I would imagine.
But I don't know if he could do other stuff.
Well, I would imagine with the success of Wonder Woman, like he was a big
Doesn't mean he
part.
wouldn't try.
He was a big part of Wonder Woman. So they were pushing his vision for Justice League as well, like supposedly, like I'm not like 100% on the details there, but I would think that at that point he was probably at his highest stature at DC that he was ever in. Like I would imagine, like this is where he wanted to be. I think he thought he was going to slowly transition to the Kevin Feige role with DC. I think this was leading him that way, and if the moves he made worked out, he probably would be there today. But like you said about if Ray Fisher actually went to complain, all Jeff Johns needs to do anyway is do what they're doing now, open up an investigation. Because if it's nothing bad, if it's just him talking bad about the Snyder Cut, there's a third party, they will investigate and say no, there was no big deal. But instead, if he didn't do an investigation, which there is no investigation on record, and if he threatened his career instead.
Oh, they're doing it now.
Terrible. No. Yeah, so
They're
they'll
investigating
figure it
that,
out,
which,
but I
which,
think
like I
that
said,
that
John's,
investigation should have been made in 2017.
The only
John's
thing,
gonna get his day in court. Sorry, Chris, go ahead.
the only thing I've ever seen related to Johns, and I don't know who this is, and it started basically around the time that July 1st when Ray Fisher makes the following, like Joss Whedon's onset treatment of the cast and crew of Justice League. So this person responds, Jeff Johns used to flirt with me via DMs when I was 17, and I just thought he'd get exposed as a creep. Never thought he'd be such a horrible person. Allegedly. And then this woman goes on to say, I guess I should clarify since people are messaging me about it and didn't really think anyone would reply. But basically, I was into comic books when I was in high school, and I would reply to Jeff's tweets, and he would DM me flirty messages. One time he tweeted about an auction. One of the prizes was lunch with him, and I replied saying I wanted to win. And she clarified saying she was still technically underage, immediately DM'd me saying we can have lunch. I haven't thought much about it until today when someone put a tweet out about him. I didn't think then. Again, this is allegedly. This is the only. This is the only thing I have ever seen put out there.
I've seen that comment before. Did she ever post screenshots of it or anything like that?
No, she hasn't posted screen. I literally was looking it up just to find it again because that's the only thing. And again, this is allegedly. I'm not stating as fact, but that's the only thing I have ever seen come out of history.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Chris, that kind of reminds me a little bit of the first post of the Ezra Miller video was from one account saying, like, giving all kinds of specific details, like Ezra spit on somebody and cops came and took him away and all this stuff. And then eventually they made their account private and then they deleted their account. So ultimately, I don't know when it was if it's just one tweet. Like Brent said, if she posted the DMs with it, maybe she didn't save it, maybe she didn't think so. Like she could have just been creeped out by it. So like I don't want to ultimately disregard what she's saying there in those tweets. But
Warner Brothers getting a third party involved to investigate. That third party, like them giving like Variety, everybody go like them full on saying they're investigating, like they're under a microscope of this, and especially with AT&T being in there with this coming in, like they don't necessarily need or want this press, but you better believe they're going to be sweeping for a clean house. And let's just say Johns did do this, like they're gonna Well, I'm just saying let's just say Johns did do this, like they're gonna move into, but they're swiftly clean house, and they're gonna come in, just karate kick the hell out of people that did all this.
They kind of already did that though.
Well, okay, but if not though, what do you think happens? Like, let's just say. Like I said, I am saying I believe Ray Fisher. Let's just say the investigation. Let's just say lack of evidence for the investigation or something, or you know what I mean, where it gets dropped, or like they don't like. You know, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Like, I don't. You know what I mean? Like, how does AT&T handle that? Which I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, what if they don't find enough evidence to say? Like what Greg saying? If it was just them saying like,
said no multiple times, Nathan, that he has the evidence.
The only reason I'll disagree with you, Nathan, is that there's enough evidence to spur a investigation of a third party of it. So there's some smoke there. Who goes down for it? That's a whole other issue in the sense of it's going to up with nothing.
That's a great point.
Make it going to. Some parts are going to roll. They wouldn't have gone to this third. There's something there. Someone's going to go down for this. At least one person.
Let me ask you something, though. And like, you're a high school student. You're 16, 17, 18 years old, right? You're into comics. That's what she says. Okay? Jeff Johns DMs you. You're not telling anybody? What, Nathan, if George Lucas DMs you tomorrow because you like Star Wars, are you just keeping it to yourself? And especially you're in high school.
Depends if I get him with a flannel on or flannel off.
I don't want. How much? I say you're going down a dangerous road with that one, Greg, just because we don't.
She's underage to begin with.
I'm just saying that it's one of those things that there's not enough there, and I don't want to speculate and doubt someone that if it's true, again, we have to give someone the benefit of the doubt. And yes, people are lies, people are trolls and things like that. I don't have enough to say either way. It's just it's a tough road to go say that this person, just because she didn't put the DMs out there, it's not true or not. I don't know.
Right.
Just like
when
Ray.
When I was in high school, I got bullied for, not like a ton, not like to the point where I hated it the way that happens to some kids, but I would get bullied for liking comic books. Mm-hmm. And that was at a time where it was way more rare than it is now for a woman or a girl to like comic books. So I could absolutely see a scenario where this poor girl's telling 100% the truth. She was just bullied, and so she never talked about it with people.
That's a fair point.
She could be making it up. Chris is right. We don't have enough evidence either way. I'm just saying I see a scenario where she keeps it to herself. Okay. Absolutely.
But we're also going like, what if this girl's just trying to get attention too? Like, what if she was just... Look, we got to play devil's advocate both ways. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what, because there is no follow-up, no evidence. But like Chris said,
but Nathan,
like, that's just the piece because you asked was there anything else. So like,
that has
like
nothing
I'm just
to do
saying,
with
I don't think you come out with that. Yeah, I don't think that's something you just make up.
That's not what they're investigating, though. That has nothing.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
tweet has nothing to do with
that's
anything.
True. Go bring it back up.
It's what happened on set.
Yeah.
Like, just for like example, like I said before, Andrew Krosberg. It was 15 women and 4 men accused him of sexual harassment. So ultimately, like the cast and crew,
it was that tough much.
Yes,
it was
came together.
Damn, I didn't know it was that many.
Well, it's just you could get more than that for this Joss Whedon stuff because if you have extras and ultimately like production crew and all that, you have more people because there's definitely more people on a like movie set than there is on a television show set. So. I just think that it's...
Well, and in the case of Whedon, they can go back to other people. Like, there's nothing... This isn't like a case of it's like, this is not eligible or, able to be submitted to court or something like that. They can go back and talk to his ex-wife. So, Whedon's ex-wife. They can go talk to Charisma Carpenter, who was pretty much fired because she got pregnant.
Very true.
They can get... And that can kind of stuff to inform, especially with Whedon, is there a pattern here? Those investigators with Jeff Johns, you think they haven't come across or they're not going to come across the the post from the young woman that Chris was pointing out earlier? Of course, will they be able to talk to her, track her down, ask her, will they even try? I don't know.
They probably will. Maybe.
There's no reason there's no reason they can't reach out to her if they do. And so the one thing is like we haven't seen the evidence. But I think Chris is right that the investigation doesn't happen just from those tweets. Those tweets are not enough to start anything. I mean, look at all the crap that gets said on Twitter. They're not enough to start anything. The stuff that Fisher hasn't told us, that's where whatever the reason is, whatever triggered we're going to do this investigation, that's where it lies.
It's a great point.
Fisher has to have more than just those tweets. We just have to try and be patient enough until it comes out.
Well said.
Well, they're going to thoroughly investigate it, as they should. So I look forward to knowing more, but like you said, accountability is greater than entertainment. So let's just hope the right people get reached or put in their place or whatever. You know what I mean? Let's hope the right moves are made.
Yeah. I just realized too we're doing a whole lot of talk about Fandome tonight. I need to publish this tonight so that way people can listen to it in the morning before Fandome. Yeah. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to listen to it after Fandome. But,
nobody cares.
Well, you better wrap it up, man. You got some editing to do.
Just let it
edit. What's that?
Put the shit out there.
I know.
By edit, you mean put music at the beginning and the end now and publish?
Well,
that's what I do.
Send it to Brent, and Brent will do it. He knows.
Put on the music, truncate, silence, compression, done.
When
done in 10 minutes.
When I first started editing the shows, and it was just me and Nathan.
I do more than that for the record.
Yeah. It would take me 5 hours
now.
Yeah. It would take me 5 hours to do it, y'all, because I would listen to the show, like, and cut out every little and but and little thing, and like just try to make it as perfect as I could, and then I have to go through and do all the normalizing, and compressing, and everything. And I was like, then I just eventually it's just more fun just to
just let it spin.
No, I totally get it. The first episode I ever produced for what is now DC Film Squadcast was me and Scott talking about the world's finest crossover with Flash and Supergirl. Don't go listen to it. Man, do you think my echo's bad right now? My echo's horrible now.
You don't think I listened to that already?
I know you did. But my point is like that one, oh my God, that's like 3 minutes for every 1 minute of audio on there and stuff. That is ridiculous. And now I'm just like, give me 20 minutes. I'm going to knock this bad boy out.
Right. Yep. That's what I do. So.
I've definitely gotten faster as you get more experience. I totally feel your pain.
Well, it also kind of that was kind of a cheating thing I did with going live because now there's no point in doing editing, cutting stuff out, anymore because it's already out there.
You can do that even when you're not live.
I know.
It's like,
hey,
I mean,
for
it's
all,
called live.
For all 7 people that watch this, all right, guys, we thank you.
Hey,
and one of those 7 is going to be me later when I go. Did that go out there? I'm gonna check the video. And I'm like, all right.
Nathan likes to lay down in bed and watch himself talk.
Mm-hmm.
I pulled it up and watched for a little bit before I was like, I'm not doing anything. Let me just see if I can get in here.
Oh yeah. Oh, I appreciate you coming on, man. It's always fun. You know, like I said, we have short news week, and with just not really short news week.
Short news week.
We've covered a lot of stuff on a lot of the shows this week.
Yeah.
We're getting prepared for a
Biggest news
huge.
week in
Yeah,
months.
we're getting prepared for
You
a
guys
huge
see-
day next
Yeah, you guys
tomorrow.
been
But I
busy
mean, not
this
short
week.
news week. Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
guys see the boys' posters come out? Their posters, the character posters.
The
Yeah.
date
They look
got
like, it
moved,
was like
didn't it?
half and half. Or they look like Two-Face damn near. They look pretty cool.
The release date
Yes.
got moved, didn't it?
Yes.
Two-
I saw that.
There we go.
What?
No. Still
No.
September.
It never got moved.
It's September, right?
I could have
September
sworn.
4th?
I could have
It's
sworn I
September
saw.
4th.
Oh, I could have sworn I saw an article the other day. It said the
Yeah.
boys moving their.
Don't scare me like that.
It's still September 4th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking. Well, that's one of those fake articles.
I finally
guess.
watched the first season.
I know.
How'd you like
I
it?
know.
Good for you.
Brent, I
It
fucking
is
love
alright.
Homelander. I love him. I know you said there's not a
God,
single
he's-
character that you can like.
Homelander is such a.
Yes.
For
And
the
that's
record,
why.
I said that after the
That's
first 4
why.
episodes. But Homelander is such a douche. He is
Thank
a
you.
bad
Yes.
character.
Yes.
Like there's characters that like you don't like them because they're the villain. You're not supposed to
Uh-huh.
like them. That is not. He's just a douche.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at that. He's a little
Like
douchey. He's a little douchey.
when he slams, when he like just like chops that plane, like waves at the kid and then just laser eyes the plane. I'm like, this mother. And like then I was in there like I had to see what happens. I just wanted him to die. And like A-Train over like they're just. This is like a superhero
A-Train,
show that I've
though.
never seen.
Well,
A-Train is.
it's not. I would argue it's not a superhero show.
Okay, you're right. Well, Pop
But-
Claw literally popping that guy's head. Like, what is happening? Like, I was like, oh my god.
I think my favorite is when Maeve actually looks at Homelander and she knows he's a douche and she's just like,
Yeah, but she won't do anything about it.
I know. Well, she's already been there, done that. She's like, he's gonna do what he's gonna do. I mean, it is what it
Well,
is.
Homelander, like I said, Homelander's basically Injustice Superman, to where whenever if like a Superman snaps and wants
No.
to take control.
Injustice
Like-
Superman was never this bad.
No. Yeah.
But
And
know
don't
what
even
I'm
get me
saying,
started
though,
on
when
the
he-
deep. I hate that guy. Homelander.
when he demands shit, like he demands it. Like, oh god, like I'm not like making up for it, but when he got like finger gilled, I was like, oh god, it hurts. Like I don't know why. Like I don't.
I didn't feel bad for him.
It makes me cringe a little bit when you're talking about it right now.
I know, like,
I
oh, like
I didn't feel
Gildan.
bad for him. Sorry,
No,
I
I
didn't feel
don't-
bad for him.
I'm
It
with
just
Sarah.
made
It's
me
like,
go-
okay, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. But I
No,
mean, he's
but-
already
He
been
deserves
proven
it.
that he's
Karma.
been
Deserved
sexually
it.
assaulting all these people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Starlight
kind
was
of
not
kind
the
of what you
first.
get. Yep.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
I didn't care. Like, I thought it was brilliant to blow Translucent up by shoving the bomb up his ass. Like, I said, brilliant.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Effing brilliant. Like, let's blow his naked ass up. You want to be naked all the time? Fine. Take this.
I got something for you, buddy.
Mhm,
Oh, you
yes.
mean the creeper from the women's locker room there?
Yes.
Terrible people.
Yes.
I mean, Starlight's fine. Huey, I'm like, he forgot about his girlfriend awful
Butcher.
quick when he's trying to hook up with Starlight.
Butcher is an asshole, but I love him.
Oh, he's.
Yeah.
Hey,
And what's Mother's
He's
Milk?
right
Mother's
point.
Milk. I think Mother's Milk's the best one on the other side. Like Mother's Milk and Frenchie. Those two are the good ones.
Yeah, those two are alright. And I mean, you're right. Butcher is an asshole, but like, you get it.
Yes.
You get
Yeah.
why he is.
Oh,
like,
until
there's
the
a
end.
motivation that makes sense.
Until that end, and you go, oh, what is happening?
Yeah, I'm excited to see what goes on with that in the future.
When Patty Spivet's revealed to be alive. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would not want to be on the other end of that. Oh,
Oh, and
Well, what can you
Homelander's
really
gonna let
do?
him live just to taunt him.
Yeah, I mean, what can you really
Yeah.
do though? It's against Homelander. You're not gonna take him on one-on-one. That's not
We'll
gonna
have to see
happen.
September 4th.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, eventually, like I said,
we'll
now
find
that,
out eventually, but it'll be
Yeah.
later than that.
well, now that the compound V's like in the military, like it's like an arms race, and the other countries got supers. Like, eventually, we could get another Superman level. You know, we could get their version of like a Black Adam or somebody. You know what I mean? Somebody that could really just knock Homelander down a peg. Now I don't know.
Let's
if
get their version of a Superman, because this guy's more like Ultraman.
Okay, yeah. What if they get a Hulk? What if what if they just literally
You
get a
know they're
Hulk?
going to.
It's like yeah.
Got to be able to
Yeah, I
afford
don't
the
know what they're
CGI though. You
calling
can only have them in one episode. You got to be able to afford the CGI. You know.
What if they get Lou Ferrigno out there or something? And they just cover him up. All right,
Now he's
Lou
calling it.
Ferrigno, yeah.
We could get the guy that played the mountain.
Grabbing at straws now.
we can get the guy that played the mountain on in Game of Thrones. We'll just paint him up and get him out there. That guy's a monster.
Good lord.
I'm trying to think. Oh, that guy was probably
Isn't that Pearl?
prosthetics. Yeah. No, that was our impromptu season 1 review of The Boys. So,
And we loved it. Well, I loved
season
it.
2's coming up. So, yeah, we should have done a season 1 review, but I definitely don't have time to watch all of season
We
1
just
again
did.
before. So, yeah, I know.
We just
You're right.
did.
Good point.
I want to see another baby laser eye somebody because that shit was awesome. Like, just
you would.
weaponizing babies.
You don't do that. You do the next thing. You do the next bigger thing that you're going to be talking about. You don't repeat it.
I will say this:
chest.
the deep with that dolphin was pretty funny.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes, it
that
was.
one I won't lie. That I was like, all right, the one scene I'll give you. You made me laugh. But then you
Yes.
go
Yeah,
right
you
back
guys
to
warned
being
me about that one.
nice.
Think deep.
I'm just curious to see what new heroes, quote, heroes come in and like, what Gus from Breaking Bad is in there being boss man. Like, I'm curious to see what he does.
Is it Sean Ashmore? Isn't he coming?
I don't know. What's a Sean
Like, as a
Ashmore?
fire character. Isn't that the name of the guy who played Iceman in the X-Men movies?
Oh, no shit.
I could have
Yeah,
sworn I
and
saw
then,
something he was coming.
And he's going to be
Yeah,
a fire
he's-
character? Well, that's hilarious.
Yeah, he's playing
Jensen Ackles was announced too.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
he's
he's
The other
coming
one.
on and playing
Jeffrey
the.
Dean Morgan's in this one. I think he's playing Black Noir. I think that's
Season
who he's
3.
going to be revealed as for in season 2.
Season 3.
Yeah, Black
Well, what's-
Noir. I want to see that
We're
storyline.
getting
That
more
looks
about him. 'Cause He's
insane.
basically their Batman. He's their strategist.
He's Snake Eyes. I mean,
He is Snake.
Yeah.
He's like
That's a
that.
great comparison. Yes.
Well,
Great
what's his
comparison.
face? Iceman's supposed to be the one that was dismissed from season 1 that we never have seen yet.
Lamplighter.
Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
Lamplighter. Which is basically like their Green Lantern with a lamp poster, I want to say. So
I
I'll be
always
curious to see
liked
how
that guy.
goes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might be saying it wrong, but that's my impression of him. Is like his lamp is like his Green Lantern staff.
He's got a lamp and a bracelet instead of
Yeah,
a
like-
lantern and a ring.
So he's Green Lantern and Quasar in one. Got it.
Kinda like Stargirl and Lantern combined.
There you go. Oh man, that was fun. Yeah. Well, so I know now. Yeah, The Boys comes out September 4th. For some reason, like I said, I saw an article.
Isn't that when Avengers game comes out too?
Yes.
Yep.
Mm,
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting that bitch because you guys taught me. Hey, I got a PlayStation, Travis, and
This weekend is the last weekend of the
Well,
beta.
I'm not beta and nothing. I'll buy the game. I'm just saying, like, we can play.
It's free.
let me be on your Avengers team.
Absolutely. Book
Yep.
it.
Anytime.
We'll
I
figure
need to
out
get a headset.
Canadian time and we'll do it.
Yes,
I'll let y'all know the
that's right.
weekend. I'll let y'all know the weekend I rent the game, and we'll get up and play it. Because
Yes.
There we
Alright,
go.
well, Chris, you got a PlayStation?
Mhm.
Well, you can come play
He
with us.
switched his pre-order for it.
I did.
oh,
I did.
what do you got? You got both.
I called it the week before, and they listened.
Nice.
Well, I'm not pre-order. I'll just go buy the damn thing. I'll mask up and run to the store real quick and run out and disc it up.
I mean,
Mask.
PlayStation's got Spider-Man. Why would you get an Xbox? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. For real.
Fair argument. Very fair
And we're
argument.
about to have some Batman and some Suicide Squad.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
Okay.
We'll find out tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
I call Thor though. I call Thor.
For that.
I was just about to say. Speaking of tomorrow, I've got to get up at 4:30 in the morning again. I've been up since 4:30 this morning.
Signing off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything anything else y'all wanted to point out or talk about? Like I said, we're just kind of rambling, talking about stuff we like, and things we're excited
We'll
for.
see you tomorrow, Fandome.
I hear you.
Happy Fandom Eve.
We will
I'm
definitely see
hoping
you
I
on
can
Fandom.
check in and I'll
I'm
be
gonna play
around.
some.
I was
I'm
gonna
gonna
say,
play
you
some
think they release the
Avengers right now.
trailers?
I hear you.
They will eventually.
All right. Well, let's
Do you
see.
think
do
they
that
release
day.
them online? Alright.
I mean, somebody will copy them and put them on YouTube, and
Yes.
somebody will try
I will.
and grab
Somebody
them
will
while they're
send it.
available.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Somebody send it to me.
Well, let's sign out then, man. Brent, where can they find you at, buddy?
Alright.
Brent Tech Prime on Twitter. That'll find everything.
I hear you.
www.brentsucks.com.
I mean, sometimes. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Sarah, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Twitter at MyLadyKitten, hanging out with you guys. So
Mr. Balga.
that's why I'm looking for Paquita.
There you go.
Yeah.
You can
Oh, we're
You
gonna
can
see
find-
that. Sorry.
you can find me on Twitter at Chris Balga. We got World's Finest True Believers. We are finally, after Travis has been plugging it and plugging it and plugging it, we finally get on Monday Injustice Year 2 on Monday.
Yes.
You can find Travis on DC Alliance throwing shots out.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, he threw shade last night too.
It's an ongoing
He called
battle,
me
yeah.
mean.
Nathan, where can they find you at, bud?
I recently made my triumphant return to Twitter, so you can find me once again at Walugus85. As always, it's slide into my DMs. You know, I'm pretty sure I'm using that right, kids. Right?
I think so.
No. And you can also
Slide.
find me the sexiest of weeklies, bi-weekly with Katie on Star Wars Alliance, and we chop it up about all things in the galaxy far, far away. And I've been doing a slice of film with her, running through the Burton / Schumacher films. And we're about to get into Batman Forever at some point after Sarah and Katie get done Twilighting it out.
All right. I thought she was going to skip that and go straight to Batfleck. Know what she said she wanted to do?
I
No, it's just
whatever. Hey, twist my arm.
I'll skip the
Twist my
Nolan
arm,
stuff.
I
I
don't
got
care.
you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I
T-Bone.
figure she needs to experience Arnold Schwarzenegger first.
That's true. Everybody should have sit through that once.
Yeah.
You're right. All right.
Let's go through chronologically.
T-Bone, where can they find you,
You need
buddy?
to freeze puns, Nathan. You need to freeze puns.
Yes.
Travis _
Everybody
156 on Twitter.
chill.
I don't know anyone who's listened to this that isn't listening to the shows that we do,
Right.
DC Lines and
Hey.
Superhero discussions.
I hear you.
There could be new listeners every day. This could be somebody's first episode. That's what Stan Lee said about comics. Every comic, somebody's new first comic. Well, every show is somebody's first show, Travis.
Who is
We
this
take
Mr.
it.
Brightside?
He's drunk.
Yeah.
Before he changes.
How many
Right.
beers have you had, Nathan?
I only had 3 before we started.
There you go. That's not
Okay.
too bad. That's not right. All right, you can find me at the BatDaddy52 on Twitter, and like Travis said, man, you know wherever we're at. Check out the Geek Goldman Alliance Network. You can find all this stuff. Super Civil Servants Podcast, C3 Panthers Podcast. I'm tired. It's been a long day. Until next week, we'll talk to you post fandom. Keep pounding.
I am Batman.
I'm not
We
bad.
have a Batman?
Batman for sure.
Cheetah.
Oh, what? All right.
In stream.